Doug Gottlieb joins the herd. I want to start with basketball because I think the NBA is freaking out over this lottery, and I think it's fine. It's not hurting the league and ticket sales and optics. It's fine. What do you make of it?
Well, I think it is hurting in optics, but I think they're freaking out. Mm-hmm. And if they're freaking out because Philadelphia was tanking, it only worked once. They only got the number one pick when they got Ben Simmons.
Right.
They had to trade to get the number one pick this year. Joel Embiid was not the number one pick. He fell because of injury. So it's like, what exactly are you doing here that you're trying to fix something that really, it's like you said, it's like the tax system. It's not fixable. There are going to be people that cheat on their taxes, but generally the tax system and the welfare system kind of works for the greater good. And this is, there's no equitable solution, right? And I think so if a team is legitimately bad, they get more penalized now? That's the solution that they've come up with? It doesn't make any sense to me.
So Thursday night football, listen, if you talk to veteran players are like, I'm sore on Thursday. Now, young guys, just like you young guys can go out, drink, you wake up, play pickup basketball, I'm out for a month. What did you make? Do you think last night's just a bad game or the Thursday night thing hurts it?
No, I mean, no one I know doesn't like cookie dough. Kristine, you like cookie dough?
Oh, love cookie dough. It's not good for you. The raw egg's supposed to be bad for you, but I love it.
There's lots of everything that's good, tastes good, is bad for you.
Okay.
Right?
Cookie dough ice cream, there's really not
It's
much
great.
you can do
Matter of fact,
that.
you can go down to the store and buy just cookie dough that you can, in fact, eat. Like it's just, you don't have to, yeah.
You can make cookie dough that doesn't have the raw egg.
Okay, so correct.
Yeah.
All these things exist. Everybody likes cookie dough. Who doesn't like cookies? And cookies can be slightly overdone. But you know what they can't be? They can't be underdone. If you go in, you take them out of the oven, you get too excited, you take them out, there's that gooey substance.
That's the best.
No,
That's the secret to a good cookie.
Do they sell that in the store? Does anybody say I want that? That's what Thursday night football is. Okay, you can't rush these things, and they rush it. And it's the only game on, so we're paying attention. If I hadn't watched an NFL game all year, and I had friends texting me like, "This is a terrible product," right? They're wearing different jerseys. The team is awful. First, you can cancel the Cincinnati Bengals season. Cancel it.
It's over.
They have to go to Green Bay next. They have to go to Pittsburgh. They have to go to Denver.
Oh, God.
They have to go to Baltimore. They have to go to Tennessee.
Oh, God.
Okay? They've lost 2 home games already this year.
They're done.
They are done. They are finished. They are going to be looking for a quarterback. That's why they didn't trade A.J. McCarron, because they're convinced that Andy Dalton has been exposed.
Yeah.
And they'll probably be looking for a new head coach because he was on the hot seat,
right,
and they extended him a year. Once he lost his coordinators, who are all doing well. All his coordinators are doing well in Minnesota and D.C.
Yeah.
Even in Cleveland, they look better with Hugh Jackson. He loses coordinators, and I think Marvin Lewis has gotten exposed as unable to replace them. But that was just awful. And for the Bengals to take on a Texans team starting a rookie quarterback on the road, and the Texans didn't have 8 players because of injury and don't have their starting left tackle, Dwayne Brown, because he's holding out. And you can't score a touchdown at home. I mean, please don't tell me Deshaun Watson was good last night.
No, he wasn't.
He was passable.
Yeah.
And the Bengals still lost. Cancel the Bengals season. Not impressed with what Houston has offensively. And Thursday night football is everything we thought it was. It's a cookie that should be left in a little bit longer till Sunday to when it's just perfect.
Okay, so there's this thing out there, is that not all streaks in sports are the same. Some streaks are really impressive. Some are regular season streaks. Some are in tough divisions. Some are in average divisions. Not all awards are the same. I mean, the NBA Coach of the Year award, Phil Jackson has one. That's as many as, Sam Mitchell. I mean, some awards don't matter. Some streaks don't matter. Here's the thing about Lamar Jackson, who's playing this weekend in a big game, and Sam Darnold, USC. Sam Darnold, to me, should be talked about more. He's going to be number 1 in the draft. He's at a football power. The games mean more. They can win a national championship. Lamar Jackson is an awesome college quarterback. And I'm hearing this from the media. He's not getting the basketball school. He doesn't project great in the NFL. And frankly, he's lost some big games. It's kind of a second-tier program. Am I wrong on this, or is the media trying to create something that is being played perfectly by the fans, media, and everybody else?
Well, I think last year we locked on to Lamar Jackson too soon. Remember, he loaded up early in the season. The 3 big performances he started the year with before they dominated Florida State was Charlotte, who just went Division I, Marshall, who's really a 1AA program now, Division I, and Syracuse, right? Like, what would the numbers be if Sam Darnold was playing against those teams or any legit quarterback.
Right.
So he benefits from the fact that out of conference, they always play a very soft schedule until they played Kentucky.
Yeah.
He also lost his last 3 games of the year.
Yes.
I think he actually benefits from the fact that his offensive line's not very good.
So he has to run around.
So he has to run around.
He's good.
And his defense is terrible. So he gets the ball. He gets the ball back a ton, and he has to make more. And he plays for a great offensive mind in Bobby Petrino. But it is crazy on how, look, the Heisman Trophy to me has ceased to be important since Ndamukong Suh finished 4th.
Oh, you remember that?
Like, Ndamukong Suh is the most dominant defensive player I've seen in my lifetime in college football. I know Charles Woodson won it. That was more because he was at Michigan. Ndamukong Suh was in the Big 12, had to be triple teamed, or he would tackle your quarterback and your running back sometimes at the same time.
Yeah.
And he finished 4th in the Heisman Trophy vote. Mark Ingram won it, right?
Yeah.
And who won it?
Alabama running back. Imagine him having 6 yards of carry.
Yeah. So to me, the Heisman, and why do we vote for the Heisman Trophy before the bowl games are played, before the national semifinals and finals? Why before all of the ability to see teams play against one another? If we did that, we would have now maybe Deshaun Watson would have won it last year, but we would have got a better sense who was the best player in college football. I will disagree with you that Sam Darnold's not getting hype. He's getting plenty of hype.
No, I think they both are, but I think Sam should get more. USC national title.
He saved Clay Helton's career.
He saved the program. The program's a mess.
Last year, I was at your house. You're like, I like Clay Helton a lot. I don't know if he's going to make it here because early in the year, he's starting the wrong guy. And, all of the Wolves were at the door. Sam Darnold comes in, saves the day. Once he becomes a starter, they become a national power. Look, the story this year is quarterback. Oklahoma State has a great quarterback. UCLA has a quarterback who's right now saving their season. USC and Lamar Jackson. My problem with Louisville is no one I know thinks they're a legit top 5, top 7 team. Yet, if you look at their schedule, you get Clemson at home with an unproven
they'll end
quarterback.
up like 9-2 or something like that.
Well, now they play Florida State, but Florida State doesn't have DeAndre Francois. You could end up winning the ACC, but I don't think they're nearly as legitimate as, say, a Big 12 champion, Oklahoma or Oklahoma State, or the Big 10 champion.
By the way, I'm going to give you a couple games. Just give me a thumbnail opinion really quick. Dallas, Denver. I like the Cowboys. Who do you like?
I like Denver. You mentioned the road record and the road prestige of the Dallas Cowboys last year. But we've pointed this out all year long, all offseason long, how much more difficult the Cowboys' road schedule is this year. Remember, they're a first-place team playing a first-place schedule. Plus, out of the matchups, conference division to division, conference to conference, they're playing road games like the one at Denver. I think, look, the challenge is for the Broncos. You have a really fast and a little bit smaller defensive front that's designed to get a lead and to get after the quarterback, much like they did against the Chargers.
Yeah.
It's not built for the talent of the Cowboys, but I don't think Dak looked particularly good week 1. He wasn't sharp. He wasn't terribly accurate. And though Dez Bryant can compete for a jump ball, he doesn't get open nearly as well as he used to. I think the Denver Broncos defense puts them on the defensive. They force Dak to try and win a game. That's not what he likes to do. They like to have ball control offense. Denver wins.
Atlanta, Green Bay. I think Green Bay is a better team, but I do think there are these moments in sports. Charlie Weiss, the Bush push, Notre Dame that day was at an emotional level. It was the biggest game in Charlie's career before or after. Notre Dame that day play above themselves. I think Atlanta, new stadium, first time welcome back by their fans after the Super Bowl. I think Atlanta's going to play perhaps their best game of the year.
So this is like the New Orleans when they opened the Superdome after Hurricane
well,
Katrina?
It's not to that level. They're not analogous, but I would say there are moments. I think Seattle's better than Green Bay. Opening in Lambeau last week, I like Green Bay. There are moments when a team rises emotionally. I think Atlanta will play remarkable football this week.
Look, it's very, very possible. I also think it's fair to point out that last year, Green Bay's best cornerback in that NFC Championship game got cut before the season started. Right, that's how bad their defensive backfield it was. That the guy who was matching up with Julio Jones, they cut him before the season ever started. So they've completely revamped their secondary from that NFC Championship game.
And it's still young. It's not it.
But I would also caution you. Like I don't know the acoustics of the place, but it stands to reason that because the dome in Atlanta is twice as big as the previous dome, I'm not sure it's really designed to hone in sound-wise. I don't think it's going to be a vicious environment. I don't think that's one that will affect Aaron Rodgers and the Packers as much. I would actually take the opposite side there. I think Look, the big question for the Falcons is you lose your play caller and you lose your quarterback coach. You lose all of the brain trust that worked with Matt Ryan, who's brilliant, but now you have Sark, and Sark is running the Falcon stuff. He's not running Sark stuff. So they're not working. They didn't look good last week against the Bears. They struggled against the Chicago Bears.
Should have lost the game.
We made fun of Mike Glennon the entire preseason, said, how long is Mike Glennon going to be the starter? And Mike Glennon looked pretty good last week. I don't think the Falcons are as good. I don't think the stadium is nearly going to be as vicious as you think. I think the Packers are going to win.
Doug Gottlieb's his name. Hi, everybody, and thanks for watching. We want you to subscribe here, to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the herd, or go watch a few segments from the newest show on FS1, First Things First, with Chris Carter and Nick Wright.